It's like 95 degrees here in LA, and there's a hurricane or tornado out in the Pacific, and all I can think about is, this is just perfect Javita Carranza weather to wear like 7 scarves. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. This is EIDL. We've done a lot of stimulus today, but I had to give some EIDL love to my viewers as the helicopter comes to take me away. I hope you're good and safe. This evening's LALATE that starts every night at 6:45 with a check and then goes to EIDL. Boy, it has been some weekend. As viewers often ask, with the second stimulus package, will there be another round of EIDL? Will there be a round of grants? Will there be a round of PPP? Let me answer that right off the bat. First, PPP. There is, by all indications, if a stimulus package is ever approved, going to be another round of PPP. Everyone really wants it in there. Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary Donald Trump, asked for that in there, and apparently, when Nancy was civil at that time, that she agreed to it. Now she just, closes doors on people. But there should be another round of PPP. Next, can you get PPP and EIDL together? Yes, you can. There is something where you have to disclose one about the other. They're both administered through and ultimately through SBA. EIDL grants and loans. I'm getting a lot of questions still about EIDL grants and that thing out there. I see things. There's a lot of bills out there. And unless bills get traction, you really should not have false hope in them. There's 2 levels of conversations that people are still having about grants, which is, will they receive the remainder of their $10,000 grant from the first CARES Act? And the second one is, will you see another round of EIDL where you can get grant money again? My answer has always been the same. Javita Carranza is a Republican nominee by a Republican president, and her policies have been instituted in a manner in which they've been upheld by her party. And Marco Rubio, head of the committee that oversees her actions, sees them to be fine. And so until you see a difference in that, perhaps in the fall election, then I really don't see anything happening differently. Moreover, when I'm asked about this pending grants and programs and bills and negotiations about bills and all that, my position has always been the same. You can pass 15 different grant programs, but Javita Carranza will just do what she wants to do. That's what she's notorious for. She's notorious, I was going to say, notorious SCARF. She has her own rap album. She just does what she wants to do. So you can pass 15 more grant bills, and she'll just be like, who cares? I'll just do what I want to do. So that's that. EIDL loans. The great thing about EIDL loans is it's still around. I don't know. I don't know where all this money's coming from. It's very weird. Just as a side, I'm surprised that EIDL loans are still around, because remember when they sort of expired, when they sort of were gone for a few weeks in May, and then suddenly they came back for agricultural, and then they came back from everyone, and we thought, okay, well, you're going to come back, you can come back for like 2 weeks. It's now like 2 months later, and they're still around, so I really don't know what's going on. But hey, it's great news. The other thing that's very confusing to me personally is there's a lot of people who are, apparently either newer viewers to this channel or slightly older viewers to this channel that I never knew of, because these are viewers I had never communicated on camera when I was doing the old cold read of comments, that have EIDL loans pending from like April or May still. I'm like, who are you? I'm glad I found you. I'm glad you found me. But I'm like, I think what happened, and this is basically what I think is going on, is a lot of these people are now considering their loans that were denied and now saying, hey, maybe I should give it another try to get it to win. And I'm so glad that you are. Let me address this right now. If you had an EIDL loan that was denied and you're like, 2 or 3 months later, you're like, I think I should try for it. I want you to understand that many of the grounds to win on reconsideration are very easy to win. Unable to verify business existence. I mean, that's just so damn easy. You just got to get the documentation together, your incorporation document, your Secretary of State document, your business license document. It's like, here I am. Here I am. It's like Chuck Schumer with like, here's Broadway. It's so simple. Done. Economic injury is less than the grant money. I mean, I've had so many viewers had that happen where they never got grant money and they were told their loan, their injury was less than their grant, but they never received the grant. And they went through recon. Unfortunately, I never heard whatever happened to them. I assume they won and they just didn't update me because that seems so obvious to win. But then the most obvious one to win is credit. And here's good news before I get to credit. And I think I said this once a few weeks ago. In the reconsideration documentation, back in the day when I first was detailing reconsideration, which was, like 3 months ago, I said that there's a provision in there that says that they deny you for one thing, they can turn around and deny you for another when you do recon. So let's say they deny you for economic injury and then they turn around, they deny you for something else. It appears the case that they're not doing that. So this is really, really great news. They're not trying to screw you over by coming up with a new excuse. And it appears that if one thing, you know what I'm going to say, one thing is perfect or fine, you're going to get the loan. This is the only case in which they would default on a second excuse. And what is the second excuse? If you're denied, for example, for unable to verify business existence, and then you prove it, and you prove it fine, but your credit score is crap, yeah, they're still going to deny you for the credit score. So you need to have one thing. It's called Experian Vantage 3.0 credit score. And I've said this 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. It is only Experian. It's not FICO. It's not TransUnion. You can only use Experian. You can only use Vantage. Vantage, and you can only use the third version, which is called 3.0. I'm going to say a few qualifiers about this because I still get questions like Lily. I mean, I've said this 9,000 times on camera, and I still get questions about it. First, you can get the Experian Vantage 3.0 score for free. You can go to nav.com to get it for free. You can also go to some apps to get it for free. If you call up Experian, they often tell you the incorrect answer, that there's no more a 3.0. That's just not true. And they tell you we can give you a 4.0. 4.0 won't help. SBA does not use 4.0. So getting 4.0 is a waste of time. Moreover, sometimes Experian may tell you have to pay something to get it. You don't have to pay to get your Experian Vantage 3.0 score. So go to NAV and you'll get it for free. NAV.com. And then you can win your reconsideration. I mean, reconsideration based upon denial of credit, based upon credit, is very easy. So what do? You have to get that credit score up. I always say the credit score needs to be about 590 or higher. It's a little bit lower than that, but that's the threshold. Why do I make that the threshold? Because it takes about an 8 to 9 point, I mean, sometimes a 6 point drop when they pull your credit the last time. It's going to drop when they pull the credit. So you don't want to be on the threshold, like on the cliff, and then you'll be thrown off and you'll be too low again. So it's just, it's very simple. What do? You go to do an Experian Boost, BOOST. Experian has a free offering for 20 points on your credit score. You can call them up and do this and that and this and chat about something, and it gets the credit score up 20 points. So if you're an Experian Vantage 3.0, like 576, do the boost, you're 596. Done. It's so simple. So repeat, Experian Vantage 3.0 and also do the boost. Now, with that in mind, if you're still too low on credit score, call up Experian and get bad entries off of your credit score. Viewers have done this. Countless viewers have done this. And that generally can get your score up, anywhere from 20 to 50 points. And it can be done in all of like a week. It's not a long process. It's very, very simple. And there you go. I mean, there you go. And you'll get your loan on track. Now, if you're not sure about how you go through the process. Well, you got to file reconsideration. So if you're denied for something, you have to file reconsideration. You have to email SBA, and you'll get a response within 24 hours that says, "Thank you, I see you, we see each other. I see you," and they're going to work on. They're going to send you that you know boilerplate boilerplate email within 24 hours. If they don't, send it again. If they don't again, let's send it again. If they don't send you the "thank you, I got it," there's trouble. So you need to keep on doing it. Pretty easy. So that is that. How long does it take? It takes generally about a month. And once you go into recon and then out of recon because you've won recon, then you need to always stay in touch with what you're doing. So let me give you an example. Let's say you did recon for unable to verify business existence. You looked up your Experian Advantage 3.0 score. You won recon. You're back now in loan processing. You got a loan offer. You accept. Don't stop looking at your Experian Advantage 3.0 score because they're going to pull it again. This is important to understand that recon is one department and loan is another. So if you win recon, you're back in a loan. You need to be on high alert about what your Vantage 3.0 score is so that when it comes in, you say, "Hey, I got to check my score. I got to check my score." If you don't check your score and your score is too low, bam, you're going to go back into recon. I mean, imagine that. Imagine winning recon, going alone, and going right back to recon because you didn't look up your credit score. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not so difficult, not so complicated. The good news is that everything is there. Go down to the pinned comment, and you can get information about how to jump into the private. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Coming up tomorrow morning is Morning to LALATE at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do me a favor, go to the front of this channel. It's been a great week and a great weekend, actually. This week we reached 200,000 subscribers, never seen in the history of YouTube. 116 days approximately, about a little bit over 3 months. I mean, it's insane. It's historic. Our new goal is to add about 25,000 subscribers in 2 weeks from yesterday. And we're doing quite well. I think we're already added 9,000. So I think we're 209. So let's keep it up. We're a family that helps one another and works with one another. And with that, join me tomorrow morning. Coming up next tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Morning to LALATE. As always, stay informed, stay motivated, and stay with LA for more.